Namaste and welcome to yet another episode on Sarva Gunn Sampann. In this show today, I'm joined by a guest to whom character is the most important thing. She values honesty first and foremost and always believes that if you cannot do good, at least don't cause harm and hurt to others. Her greatest strengths include acceptance and positive thinking. I'm very honored and delighted to welcome Sharada Ram to the show. Sharada, welcome, and how are you doing?
Yeah, fine, Anu. Yeah, I'm much delighted to meet you on this platform. Thank you so much, Anu, for this. And watched a few of your episodes earlier. And it's very nice to meet most empowered women from different streams and connecting of different souls also. Thank you so much for this.
Sharada, thank you so much for coming. And I cannot wait to get started with our conversation today. And our first segment is about your childhood. I'd love to take you back in time and learn about your growing up years. So our first segment is Bachpan Ke Din. So please take it away.
Yeah, I'm just born to a simple middle class business family in Rajahmundry on the banks of River Godavari, much connected to the nature. We are and my parents are very keen on building the character and personality development. My father, though he was very strict towards us, but he is always a strong pillar for us. And he always believed that education is very, very important for anyone. And we are very proud that all his three children are postgraduates, the first postgraduates from our family. And he also insisted that the communication skills are very important. And he believed that English is the universal language and you must build up that language skill also. And my mother is, though she's not very well educated, a very silent woman, but very strong woman mentally. Because yes, as a younger kid, I shared less responsibilities as a child, but I used to make easily friendships with everyone. It's not like chatting or anything, just like greeting when I stepped out of the house. I used to greet everybody, irrespective of their age. But my mom always used to show some concern, like in the aspect of security and everything, being a girl child. But I was very open, very social. I love to talk to people every time. Though in these digital days also, rather than chatting, I love to talk to people. So I have an elder sister and an elder brother. Both are very good to me. But though it's not a joint family, as an elder son, my father, we used to have a lot of guests and relatives in our house, all aunts, uncles, and everybody. Frequent visits of the relatives. But every time my mom was very most welcome, everyone shown much concern towards them. And all the family members, though they belong to my father, showed much love and respect towards my mom because of her care and everything. I was a very keen observer right from my childhood days, observing my parents, how they respect the people. Even the workers also, they never allowed us to address by their name. If they're the elder person, say the brother or uncle, we were addressed to call like that. And yes, after parents, definitely it is the role of teachers who play a major part in our personality development or education or whatever. So I'm blessed to have very good teachers and lecturers. My primary school teacher, first standard class teacher, Uma Devi teacher, 30 years back, she loved each and every kid in her class. And after 30 years, thanks to the internet and everything, we got reconnected again. She still works as a primary school teacher in America. And she still remembers each of us by our own identity, either by the dress code or by our unique features. And that's how we build a rapport with the student. That's what I learned from her. And my fifth class teacher, Bala teacher, when she told me about the story of Abu Ben Adam in my childhood days, the poem, Though I understood a little bit, I got a dream of angels and everything. After growing and entering into this service field, I really understand the real meaning of that poem. That poem also played a great impact in my journey, Abu and Adam. It's a sonnet. And then teachers, like when they say the moral stories or biographies of legendary persons, some teachers say very strikingly, they pass on to our heart. Like earlier, right from my childhood, I listened to Mother Teresa's story, her biography and everything. But when I was in 10th class, when my Telugu sir was telling about Mother Teresa, that she got a message when she was traveling, and she got a message that you need to go back to India and serve people. I didn't understand exactly the meaning of message. What is that message getting from the God? But today, I get frequent messages like what I should be. That's the beauty when you connect spiritually or in the service. I realize that we get the positive vibes from the universe. And then Durga Bai Deshmukh, whatever the stories I listened, some got straight in my heart. And after entering this field, working with special needs children, I have been empathetic towards everyone, like understanding more of human values and all these things. That's the role of teachers. And then comes friends. I have got some beautiful, good friends, good-hearted friends who have helped me in shaping my uh, personality, well, understanding. I have learned so much from them. There are few persons who touched my heart, and this laid as a strong pillar, strong support to me in every occasion, every situation. Uh, and spiritual friends, like the statements might be very simple, like even my mother, when she gives a small statement that gives a lot of impact on your life. Simple statements like one of my friend told me that you're a tool in the hands of God. That's why you're blessed with this daughter. That gives me goosebumps. Like it's a very simple statement. What, I'm a tool in the hands of God. What am I going to do here? But that again gives me motivation in my work. Definitely. This is my early childhood and college. Yes, definitely. I am blessed to have good friends in my college, also good lecturers, and a great social reformer, Mr. Kandapuri Veereslingam Garu College. That was where I done my education, studying, knowing about him, their couple, Rajya Lakshmi Garu and Veereslingam Garu. Both the couple, their journey with the widow marriage and everything. All this made me understand what life is exactly. In our childhood, we used to have these duties also. Everyone are allotted some duties, like my sister for gardening, I'm for the dusting, cleaning. We used to have an old tape recorder on in our house, and that we have two frames. At the age of 7 also, I used to clean those frames. One is of Swami Vivekananda's and Ramakrishna Paramahansa's. And as we are from English is a basic language, like we all know, like, so I used to read the quotes like he who has faith has everything from Ramakrishna's. Though I didn't understand the meaning at that age, those were the quotes which laid a great impact on my life platform, definitely.
Wonderful. We'll move on, Sharada, to our next phase, our next segment in this journey together. And this is Ye Kahan Aa Gaye Hum. You know, this is all about you leaving your parents' home or going to college, perhaps, getting married, and whatever else that happened after your schooling. So please go ahead and share that journey with us.
Early childhood and even in the as an youngster, I was just a quiet girl every time, an average student. But after coming to the college, I just realized that education is very, very important. And then I focused on my studies, and with the help of my friends, it was a very healthy competition every time within our friends. We used to share, like having combined studies and everything. So then I just realized the importance of my studies and I focused more and I never looked back. So I completed my graduation. Then, then at that time, parents focused on searching for an alliance. Until then, I was not never with my friends or in the family. I felt that I was dark in color because my mom was very fair, like. But when searching for the aliens, that's the first time that came out of the picture on the spotlight that the color importance is very, very important. Because in our society, in any society, I think the whites are considered to be beautiful. It's like I think it's a wrong assumption every time. But yes, my father, I felt a little bit worried, like, is it that important being white in color? Okay, but I got my mom fair, I got my husband fairer, my daughter fairer, but society was not fairer to me in that course. So yes, I'm married to Mr. Ram, a banker. I love traveling because as a business family, we never got an opportunity to travel a lot. But I love to see different cultures, different people. So I thought if I get married with a person who has frequent transfers, so it would give an opportunity to travel. So yes, as a banker, they have a lot of transfers. So yes, after marriage, we went to Gujarat. But everywhere there was a warm welcome for me. I'm blessed with that. So people easily connected with me, and I'm more interested to learn new things. So yes, there I learned different styles of art and craft. I used to love to do painting right from my childhood. Some things come forcefully to you in life, but later on they become your passion. We used to have this art and craft teacher in our early school days, but it was always forceful at that age, like stitching, crafting, doing knitting works and everything. But later on, they really helped in my journey. So in Gujarat, I had a good time. It's a small, tiny town where it was pure Gujarati. With my little bit of understanding of Hindi, I managed to survive there, and we used to have some NRAs as our neighbors. So I was comfortable with them talking in English and everything. But though I stayed only for 1 year, it was a beautiful journey with all of them, the Gujaratis. Then we are posted to a very interior village in Andhra Pradesh, where we had no current and everything. There we were blessed with a daughter. And talking about the in-laws family, along with my husband, I got a very good family members, an elder brother and an elder sister, my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law. They were more like a brother and sister to me rather than to my husband, along with their spouses and also the children. They shower equal respect and love as they do with their mothers. So there is a good bonding with my in-laws family. And my father-in-law and mother-in-law passed at a very early stage. I didn't have a rapport with because it's only 1 year she was there after my marriage and I was not here. So she passed away very early. But my father-in-law is just like my father. He was very caring. I miss him a lot. Because he, in initial days, coming from a small background, like from Rajahmundry, is a small town. When I was scared to travel to Delhi or Hyderabad for this education purpose and everything, I was a little bit trembled. Then my father-in-law gave me a lot of courage, you can do it. They believe more in me, that's the power of the family, I believe, every time the family is there for me. So then the main point, the daughter has come, a very beautiful daughter. Everybody earlier, they questioned my mother, is she really your daughter? Because the color never matched for both of us. Even we have a lot of resemblances in our character or anything. And then the daughter, again mismatching. She was very fair, a beautiful doll. And we enjoyed her just like an angel. But as the years passed on, like when she was 2, and we had a very close neighbor of ours who had a baby of the same age. So I could compare very easily the milestones of both the kids. And somewhere I felt disturbing that though she is very smiley, very cute, very good looking, somewhere she is missing a social connection with me. That's the first time I realized that there is something different. And every time you get an internal message like something is disturbing you, something is not right, the things are not going right. A mother's heart speaks, I think, like that. So somewhere, but wherever we took her like to the doctors, or she's not speaking at the age of 10 months, at least babbling and all, uh, she's not socially connecting. Then we moved to different hospitals at the age of when she was 2. Most of them, like as I said, they look into the physical beauty only. She's good looking. Everything is fine. The hands are fine. The legs are fine. The face is fine. What you are just worrying. That's the answer I got it every time. You're just worrying. That's it. So somewhere I felt disturbed. Like no, the things are going on not on the right platform. So then I wrote to a journal. There were like question answers from doctors, different doctors. Like, so I wrote a letter to the journal, like, this is a condition, what exactly is happening with my child. So I got a reply one fine day that it might be autism. Autism, never heard that word earlier. At the time, we didn't have access to the net. It was in 2000 when she was born, and 2002, I wrote the letter. So immediately the only one instrument we have is dictionary. So I searched in dictionary, what is autism? I didn't find a good answer for that. So I have cut that newspaper journal and traveled to Hyderabad to that hospital where the doctor has given me the reply. So what is autism, sir? Then the first answer is, it's not mental retardation. She will be fine. It's just only mental condition. I didn't understand the difference between the mental condition and the mental retardation. What is mental condition? What is mental retardation? So, but with a hope, like, yes, it's not mental retardation. That's okay. She'll be fine. With that hope, we got back. And the time is flying, just like years are passing by, like 3 years, 4 years. And she's just getting back, like she's not in our old, she's socially withdrawn. She doesn't mingle with other children. And we have less awareness here. Nobody knows, even doctors or psychiatrists department, none of them knew what autism is actually 20 years back. Even today, of course, there is a lot of awareness building up, but exactly what is that condition, I don't think many of them are aware till today. So yes, then, but somewhere hope, like something miracle is going to happen in my life, that I strongly believe. At that time, my husband went into depression seeing the daughter like that. So both of them, at one hand, my daughter Sindhu is like that. My husband is also getting depressed. So again, my mother is the best rescue for me every time. All the family members showing pity and sympathy on me, like when I attended functions and all, you become so weak. Your daughter is like that. Okay, empathy is good, but sympathy, it's to handle sympathy, I think you need a lot of courage, because it's not with when you attend a marriage function, or especially in Indian culture, you meet a lot of people. With one or two, it's okay that I'm fine and you just be like that. But with hundreds of people, you can't really tolerate. So immediately I went into a room and I was just weeping. I was crying like, I'm okay, I'm fine. But why people are telling me, insisting me like, you're weak, why people are sick? Then my mom said, if they don't see also, you will feel bad. Such is the way. You need to be strong. Then yes, okay, I need to focus on my daughter. So a woman is more, every time I feel, that's why in a family, a woman, if she stays so strong, then the family would be strong. Like in earlier days in Doordarshan and all, they used to give this caption, if a woman is educated, the whole family is educated. So I thought I need to be strong. Like, so what the best I can give to my child, I thought. I searched because there was no net facility at the time. So I traveled to different schools, different institutions where she can get that help. But that's a very typical journey. And during my journey, I learned that special needs children life is so vulnerable. We don't have facilities for them. We don't have right education centers for them. At the time, we were in a small village. Right from the village, I started encountering the institutions. Everywhere they are neglected. Everywhere they are neglected. Next, we moved to district headquarters. Yes, we could find a little bit better school where the mothers are given training. But it was like in a one room, 30 mothers with few toys, with only 5 or 6 toys or educational equipment, rotating to each and every one, sitting hours and hours, making the child sit in a corner and forcefully make the child sit. And I thought everywhere I went to any institution, somewhere my internal heart would speak, this is not the right place for you. This is not the right place. But my husband, every time I used to go to any institution or any school for 4 days and 5 days, I said, this is not the right place. He put his patience and he used to take me to different cities and he used to travel because for his job purpose, he has to stay at one place. And with my daughter, I used to stay at one place. So then we moved to the state capital, Hyderabad, thinking that we had good resources there. But again, the same thing, like mostly our education, even for normal children or special children, rather than personality development or anything, they feel that academics is the measurement for the standards. Still today, many people, because they don't have that awareness, they question me, can your daughter read? Can your daughter write? What is her excellence? What can she do mathematics? This is the questions they put on me, keeping asking. Even with normal children also, if money BTechs or MTechs, the only thing is, yes, you need to be IT professional. That's not only the job I feel every time. So we moved to state capital. We found some good teachers there. But most of the special educators focused on regular academics, making the child write, read, without knowing the purpose. Because their life skills are more important for any child. Even it's normal basic skills like they need to maintain their self-hygiene, they need to express their simple self things and everything. They gave least importance to these things and mostly they focused on writing and reading and expressing things like that. Only academics. Academics are not focused on functional academics basically, which they can implement in their life. So again, that was very tough for me. In Hyderabad, we moved to different places. We associated with some parents' organizations, but still couldn't find the right place. Then again, as you said, that this destiny, one of my friend returned from US. We were there in the same street for 6 to 7 months, but we didn't realize. One fine day, I met her, like when she was coming with her kids, and we met, both of them met. She had that internet facility in her house. So we chatted so I explored like what is the best institute we can find for her. Then we got it in Delhi, National Center for Autism, Action for Autism. But in those days, financially also, we were not that strong. The jobs, the central government, though it's a central government job, the salaries are very less. The maintenance is very costly, expensive. So, and this special treatment, there is no treatment for autism, no medical treatment for autism. Later on, we realized but most of the doctors are in the medical community or educational community, most of them bluffed us, ruined us financially, psychologically. Even today, most of the special children families are financially and psychologically ruined out. Because they are helpless. They are in a helpless condition. They believe in everything, not only in a scientific way. If they say that this spiritual thing or something, this Baba works out for you, this thread works out for you, they go. Even they are educated, they go to them. Only thing is they want the child to be uplifted. So they want them to be normal. They give that pressure to the child and they take that pressure. So initially I took this pressure Every time special educators whom we met said you need to be very strict towards her. So when she was misbehaving, you need to use some aversive techniques. So at the age of 5, being harsh towards her, something I didn't like that. When she's putting something in her mouth, they used to say, just give a tap on the lips. I used to give a tap on my lips because those lips are very sensitive. The nature lip is very sensitive. I used to feel so hurt, like putting some beading things. They used to hurt her. They used to always stick and be very strict towards her. I didn't find that that's the right way. But going to Delhi is very expensive. So the only option is taking a promotion. So my husband has gone for the promotion, but we were posted to Mumbai. And he gave a call to me and said, we need to move to Mumbai. I said, we are going to move to only Delhi. Earlier to this, we got an opportunity to go to Delhi and just visit that campus. This is also just like a miracle. My husband's uncle fell sick in Delhi. He used to work as an external affairs in Switzerland in that department. When he visited Delhi and he fell sick there, because my child has no exams and everything, we were sent for there to Delhi to take care of him. So I was just like, okay, I have a heart to take care of him. But the only thing in my mind is running. I have to visit that center. So I took that opportunity and asked my husband that we will go to Delhi and serve him for 1 week. And we will also visit Delhi. So we got ready. And when I went there, that was the first place, I need to say, right from the watchman to the head of the departments, everywhere there was warm welcome. Like they used to greet us with out of love and affection. Earlier, when I used to take my daughter to any institution or hospital, please hold your daughter. She's disturbing. She's very hyper. Please hold her. I'm holding my daughter and I am unable to express my view because taking care of her and telling the problem is very difficult. But here, this is a fast place. That's okay. Let her be on her own way. We will talk. Let her move freely. That's the space they have given to me. And there was a spark in my heart, like, yes, this is the place where I need to be. That message I got there really when I entered into the premises. And one of the parent counseled me, actually. She's not a professional, but one of the parent counseled me. So I seeing her, watching her, I thought one day I will also be like this. Might be somewhere that spark has come to my mind. The thought has come to my mind. And I moved with smile and very happily I came back. And when I thought that about Mumbai, I said, I will not be coming to Mumbai. Never. I have to go to Delhi. Delhi is my destination. That is my place. I told it very firmly. But my husband said, laughing, banks will not allow you. We need to move. But I don't know how it happened. Within 2 days, due to some technical problem, we are posted to Delhi. I was sitting in the railway station with my daughter as the train was so late. I was handling her because handling autism kid is very difficult in public place, as I said earlier. After 1 hour, the lady got up and said, don't worry for anything. Your daughter will be very good. Her life would be very good. That's the message she gave and just passed away. I was really shocked. Who is she? She was telling me, what has she observed? There are so many people, but she came to me and gave me a message, don't worry for anything. And before me, I saw Sai Baba statue smiling at me. I'm not a great devotee of Sai Baba, actually. I just worship him, but I'm not a great devotee. But he was just smiling. That's what I felt like that. So we moved to Delhi. The special education was very expensive there. Cost of living was very high. Moving from Hyderabad to Delhi, the language, the accent, the people, everything differs. But yes, the teachers believed in me. She used to take 2 sessions in a week and she used to finish her targets. The first day was very much worried for me, like what instructions will I get from the special educator today? Because everywhere I used to get that she's not cooperating, she's not sitting, all these complaints earlier I used to receive. But this very second day, she left my hand and she moved with her teacher very happily. I thought, what is the magic in this? Every time I receive complaints, here she just left my hand and a very secure place she's going. She felt like that. Very happily, she is enjoying the session. What is the magic in that? And I observed very keenly. They're just building rapport with the child. They're having fun. They're building trust in the children first, rather than the goals and measurements. They're just building rapport. That's what I found. And the teacher said, you can also do this course, do this special education course. So I was just a little bit worried if I can do, because being a commerce graduate, I was just worried about the science subjects. Again, my husband said, you can do it. That's okay. So yes, I was given seat, but for Sindhu, the seat was so in waiting list, because it's an good institute in all over Asia. There was a lot of waiting list. Then my husband came to the principal and said, we will be here for 3 years. If we could give 1 year opportunity, my wife would serve another 2 years as a volunteer in your institute. That would be very helpful for you also. Yes, they gave the seat happily. And it's a really tough journey, I would say. As a trainee, entering as a trainee, I learned so much. Actually, I thought initially they were very strict towards me. Of course, being a South Indian, the accent with Hindi and everything matters there. But getting a seat there also, the first time I attended a panel interview, a group discussion. Until then, we were not used to all these things. Only thing, movies helped me a lot, really, at those because there was a discussion of terrorist attack from as musicians they enter and the terrorism happens. The Sarfrosh movie helped me in participating in the discussion at that time. Of course, I need to address that movies also played a great role in my life. As a childhood, in my childhood days, there was this regional films. All the art films used to come in Doordarshan with values. There is no other entertainment in those days. So I used to watch all the language films, Bengali, Assamese, everything. Good films also left, I think, impact on my life, like good movies. So the panel discussion, I was very nervous. So they asked me, what is your strength point? Why should we give this seat to you? Because you are not good at Hindi also. Only English is my strength point. And they said, only thing I have is patience. I have a lot of patience with children and I love to be with children. I love working with children. I easily build connection with children. And immediately they gave seat to me and to my daughter. And then the actual training began. Working as a special educator is not just like teaching on the blackboard or whiteboard. You need to teach life skills. So you need to be like a mother to the child. Initially, all of our trainees have difficulty attending their personal hygiene things like toilet training and everything. I was also not comfortable, honestly, if I say that, because as the younger one, I never got an opportunity to handle the little babies. And Sindhu learned toilet training very fast. So when I was posted in adults classes, 30 years, 20 years, 18 years, when I have to attend for the every personal needs, I was a little bit hesitating. I was not comfortable with that. So every time I used to feel bad, like, why should I do all these things? I used to search for mates, honestly. But one girl at that time, because the youth psychologists have to come to our institute for internships, the psychology students. One little girl from UK, I couldn't recollect her name, but I could remember her face very well. So we were all playing with the children. One of the child passed his urine. So I was searching for the maid, and this little girl immediately washed the kid, and she used the sanitizer and everything, and she gave me a very good smile to me. That was the realization for me. why am I hesitating to do this? Being a mother, she's only just 19 or 20 years girl has done this. Being a mother, why couldn't I do all these things? Then I realized, until then I realized that I just wanted my daughter to change and haven't accepted her. Only thing is, I came for a change in her. I haven't accepted from my heart. Slowly, I started accepting her. Then I started enjoying her condition. That's where the transformation started. Until then, we are like, yes, this is the thing. As a special educator, as a director, or I'm doing with her the work. And she's also just like a robot. She's playing with me. But we didn't have the actual connection. One break-even point has come for both of us to understand each other. Then we build up a strong relationship. Then I could see the actual change in her. Now today, if I say very strongly that if God appears before me and asks me, do you want your child to be normal? I say, no. I enjoy her condition. I love to see her like this, very unconditional love she gives you. Very pure soul, they are pure at heart. I love to see her like this one. I don't want her to be normal, really. I love this condition. So that's how I came as a topper there. They offered me a job, but we stick to be as a volunteer. That gave a lot of experience to me. So everyone was very much impressed with my work. So we got transferred back to Hyderabad. I worked in some institution, but somewhere the principles mismatched because I didn't want to be commercial. I was coming from a middle class family. I wanted everyone should get these services. So when I spoke to my husband and their family members, they said that why don't we start a organization? That's how Aarambh has come onto the front line. Aarambh, a new beginning.
Yes. And
we
will be talking about your organization and the work you do in our next segment, Kaam Ki Baat. But just listening to you, it's very difficult to find words to express everything that you've gone through. And the one thing that I do want to say is that the greatest challenge, perhaps, and the greatest disability, the greatest handicap is our attitude, the lack of empathy, saying words unfiltered, which happens a lot in our society. Like you mentioned, people will just not think about it and say things, whether they're trying to hurt or they're trying to express curiosity. It's baffling, So that is the greatest abnormality. Everything else is normal. Love is normal.
Yes.
What you're talking about, everybody having a soul, everybody having, that fundamental quality of love and care, that is the only thing that's normal. And about time, as a society, we focus on that. So I want to applaud you for sending that message out, which is so important. Thank you so much, Sharada. We'll move on to our next segment with that, which is Kaam Ki Baat, and I want to hear all about your organization, Aarambh. So take it away.
Yeah, Aarambh emerged in 2010. So I wanted, because as an empowered mother, like being a confident mother, I can't take away autism from my daughter, but I can handle any situation because I'm a trained person. So I wanted to give the same confidence to each and every mother who have come to me. I counsel so many parents. I got an opportunity to meet, I think, at least 8,000 plus families I have counseled till date. So a lot of families who come to me and take some positivity from me, like give some empathy to them, build some positivity. And first thing I do is make them understand the condition of the child from the child's perspective and accept them. Then they realize. And in 2010, when we started Aarambh with only two kids. So slowly, because there is lack of awareness, the very first point, and training these children isn't that important. The families used to feel like, because the special education was very expensive, because they need a lot of services along with the medical. If there is a medical ailment like seizures and everything, they need to be on treatment. And there are a lot of therapies. The buzz is going around us, like behavior modification therapy, cognitive therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. Everything has a different package. So what I thought is we will train the parents how to handle their kid. It's not like I'm teaching 1 hour and the child is listening to me. The remaining part of the day is with the parents only. They need to handle each and every situation. So I said, along with the child, the parent, especially the mother, has to come to the school. That worked out very well. And we have a very, very strong supportive mother group in Aarambh. Even in Hyderabad or Rajahmundry, everywhere there is a strong support, and everywhere are very happy when they learned how to work with the child. Like until then, they were helpless. Like how to teach, they don't know. When we taught them to that, when we gave that opportunity for the parents, training sessions, workshops, how to handle different situations in personal care, especially toilet training, dressing, the self care. They were very so happy when they saw the progress in the child. I don't say they become normal, but we always try to increase the quality life of the child. That is more and more important. Like Sindhu, when she was trying to sort out the red chili in her food, it took at least 1 year for her to learn that. But one fine day, I still remember it is on Vijayadashmi, Dashara day, when the tamarind rice and that yellow rice, when she was picking that red chili and she saw me that I had done a great thing. That was the greatest achievement for her. That smallest things we need to acknowledge. That is what I learned from her, like from all the children. The smallest thing. Still today also, the teachers also feel very happy. Yes, if the child is unable to hold the card and after a few days he is holding the card, we celebrate those small things. That is the greatest energy for us. And after starting Aarambh, what we felt is awareness is the most important point we thought like. So fortunately, at that time only, we have got this World Autism Awareness Day declared on April 2nd. So, and the color for autism is blue. So being in Hyderabad, we thought like we need to take people's attention. We need to spread it in the media. So if you and I tell about autism, nobody listens. No media comes to us. So we need some celebrities for this. So when we got this celebrity, we have a greatest celebrity behind she's the backbone, she's the film star and anchor, Miss Jhansi Lakshmi. She was very simple and she was the first person to say that I know about autism. Yes, I know about Action for Autism also. Until then, I haven't heard from the psychiatrist also this word. So she came to us and she interacted with each and every kid. And then Miss Amala Kineni also, she gave a lot of support. She wore a sari where our children painted. She had the tramp walk. And Jhansi, she gave us a platform on the media, on the electronic media. So she took our hands and uplifted us in the media. So after the awareness has come, we concentrated on the vocational training because the children are growing, they're entering into the teens, 20s and all. So it's not only functional academics or basic living skills, but vocational skills are also important. Planning for special children at every phase is very, very important for the parents. When they are below 10, we focus on going to normal school or some minimal education. But when they are entering into the teenage and everything, we want them to engage purposefully because an idle man's mind is a devil's workshop even for them also. So whatever the ability they have, maybe a little paper bag they make, a little pasting work they do, the little craft work they do, we need to build up their strengths. So we thought being an artist, because I'm good at crafts and all, everything. And actually I closed all this because this is the greatest addiction, this crafts and everything. When we sit with this painting and all, we don't see the time. But when Sindhu's problem was diagnosed, I closed all these things. After going to Delhi, only visiting that vocational unit, I saw that, yes, again, the butterflies came out from me. Like, yes, we can teach these children also. So being an artist and a special educator worked very well for me. Like I put all this, I just cut off the skills, like make it easy for them. Being a teacher made it easy for them how to do the product. Like beautiful handcraft items are done in Aarambh. So we put that in exhibitions and attending different exhibitions on different places, stalls, putting different stalls in different places, getting associated with different NGOs. It gave me another opportunity to see a lot of problems around me, like being empathetic towards them, understanding more about different social causes and everything. That also gave me a good opportunity to come out of and be connected with all those people also. And after that, Sindhu is growing up, like she has entered her 18 and everything, missing my family a lot. Because in Hyderabad, when we were in Hyderabad, it's like rushing when you're in a city. It's going like in peaks, like you attend an interview every month, you get a celebrity every year. There was a lot of pressure, like, okay, the things are going fine. But my work pressure has also gone up, like, but caring for Sindhu again is a major problem. In the city, we didn't have that support because none of our family members stayed there. So we thought we could move back. And at that time, only the Telangana partition is also come onto the platform. So many families have come from Andhra, like Vizag, Vijayawada, and Rajahmundry, everywhere. They have no support other than, even in Telangana, only Hyderabad serves this services. But I thought like, yes, Hyderabad has good services in this field. So let's move back to my native. So in 2015, we moved back to Rajahmundry. And then the next phase comes, Anu, that is what happens after us. That's the biggest question. Yes, until we are alive, we take care of our children at any age. And COVID has taught us a lot of lessons. The pandemic season, I think most of them, even normal people have realized, and special children especially, what happens, because we can't take them to a doctor also. We were so protective, like at that time, I think we moved to a very far place. I think this again a destiny. We bought a land, all the like-minded parents bought a land and the outskirts of the city. So we want to build a community living here along with the vocational setup, primary healthcare, everything with all the facilities. So first we came forward to build our own house. In that house only, we run a school right now. So we have allotted a specific place for the organization own building also. At that time, COVID has affected the pandemic in 2020. Just like we are left alone, but it was been a very protective. We three are there. Nobody was there along with us all these years. And in 2022, again, we restarted Aaramb. It's again like coming from zero because it's all paper or simple furniture. Everything got destroyed because it was unused all these 2 years. Again, we have to put the capital. We have to restarting the school was the major task for us. But some of our friends helped us a lot in that journey. So we stood back again. And now what happens to us is the major question. And these children build a strong rapport with us. But for them, we are only the world. Total world is only parents. They don't know the other side. For us, we will have multiple things, multiple people in our life. But for them, for my daughter, it's only me and my husband, mostly. If I move just half an hour, if I'm not seen, she will get worried because her brain doesn't understand where a lot of questions will be in their brain. As they are not expressive, we need to tell before, like I'm attending this interview with you, because I'm getting ready, my daughter was worried. So I said to her, I'm just getting an online meeting as regularly as I do. I need to prepare her. You can sit and watch TV or you can be engaged in these works. I need to prepare her. Otherwise, she gets, why mama is leaving me? She has no answer. She can't ask. She has a non-verbal child. That worriness shows in her face. So what happens if I'm not seen permanently? That question always was there in my mind. So let me prepare her. That is actual parenting, actual love, I think. Most of the parents say that until we are alive, let me see them good. But it's not that. Even though we are not alive, their life should be on a smooth journey. That is how we need to give security for them, I thought. Having a girl child is another major concern, of course, even with the boy child also, but girl child is definitely has other issues also. So that protective environment we need to give as parents. And now today I have a huge responsibility having a lot of families also, a lot of other children also. So we thought we will build a community living where, because I don't want to put her just in a residential setup. Also, it's very expensive everywhere. Only the high class people avail those facilities. And in India, especially, I could say that, yes, there needs a lot of awareness, or a lot of things should come up in this special education field. So what I thought is, why can't we do it in our own place? Enjoying with the family, being in the family. She felt very secure when I take her to the family functions and everywhere. Though initially she had the starting trouble because she need to understand the environment and everything. She has to take, all the autism children need some time to get adjusted to that particular environment. But society will never give you that time. Even initially, I had this problem when I used to take her to the functions and all. When she started yelling or crying, everybody comes pampering her. She gets a lot of attention and she does more. So I need to control the public also. So I need to educate my family members also. I used to say that this is the problem. Just give her 10 minutes. Let her be cool. I used to get a chair for her and make her calm, sit. And then she could happily enjoy 4 to 5 hours after that. That's starting, because autism is not the problem. Understanding autism is the problem for everyone. What we insist on our child is, you need to be like this, you need to be like that. Autism is a small part in our life. Okay, we can't understand that, but we insist our kids that you need to understand the whole life. That is very difficult for them. That is unfair also towards them. Because being what we call normal, being saying us normal, we can't understand the small subject autism. How can they understand the total life being normal? That's where I realize. And I always feel that watching this Discovery channels and everything, in this universe, every creature has a work. Even the little amoeba, what we read in making the beautiful curd and everything, tasty curd, every particular small, tiny creature also has its work. Then why don't our children have that? Protection is okay, but being idle is not okay, I thought. So whatever work they can do, need to be engaged productively. I felt that. So I gave them work. Today in the vocational department, they do the paper covers. All the paper covers weekly, they do at least 2,000 paper covers. They're sent to hospitals to put the medicines. And most of them are seasonal works. They do Friendship Day bands, Rakis. Now there's Ganeshas, all the festivals, Diwali. They do the painting works, beautiful handcraft items are made. And I also request people to give them work to buy their product. That is the donation. Give them work. But most of the people don't like to, they give the donations, but don't like to purchase the item. That's where I feel bad. Like, encourage them. When I go to the malls or hotels, they put a box there. Just give donations. I feel that if we put those products, they can buy that, but nobody encourages in that way. We need to grow in that way, encouraging these kids to give them work, to understand the strength points of their, to respect their abilities. That's how I feel. And this is Aaramb now is under construction. Like 70% of the building is being constructed. But it's like, you know, it's a school plus hospital combination, the special education center every time. They need a lot of resources, because teaching normal children is very easy. I know, like if I write A for apple on the board, the child gets that. But for these children, you need to teach A for apple. You need to give the product apple, actual fruit apple, and the toy apple. Everything these are comes. You need to teach in that way, holistic way. Then only they get the actual meaning of the what they are learning. So resources are very, very important. We need continuous support in this area, definitely. I think every time I believe that again, somewhere, because there are some spiritual friends also of mine who come to the center and say, there is a lot of positivity here, Sharada. We could sense the divine blessings. And every time that miracle has happened in Aarambh, like whenever we feel shortest, that much of fun is accumulated. Somewhere I feel that as a blessing, and this is definitely a divine work. I'm just a job holder here. I'm just an employee doing this work. I need to complete this work and take my journey. That's the story of Aarambh.
It's a beautiful story. It's kudos to you for transforming yourself, and Sindhu for giving you that opportunity to realize that we need to accept, we need to change. And like you've mentioned, miracles keep happening. I hope one day all of us become those miracles. The society becomes that miracle, because that is what's going to really help everyone right around us. And I just want to ask you, do you have support from the state government, from any local civic entities that are helping you in promoting this awareness? Because I feel like your voice needs to be out there. Bigger cities, we have resources. We still have opportunities for awareness and education. People can get that. But real India is in our rural areas, in our villages. And though internet is ubiquitous now, almost everybody has a phone for most part, it's also easier to get that awareness. But how many people are actually taking the time to research and think about it? So somebody like you, your voice needs to be out there, your experiences with your daughter and what you have done to overcome a lot of your struggles and continue to do so. What kind of help and support are you looking for? You mentioned about buying the products, but what else can we as society do?
Yes. As you asked, like, is there any help from the government side and everything? Yes, government was also doing in its way best, but on the documents and implementation is completely different every time. The documentation is very good. Just like our constitution, we say that our Indian constitution is very nice. But the implementation part always has its own drawbacks. Again, what I feel. As a common man, I'm not an advocate or anything, but as a common man, as a common parent, I always say that why don't the governments come up and establish a good center which has all the facilities, at least one in a district headquarters. But that is a huge task for them because the technicians are also not the expertise people have to be coming forward. But I think they have their own problems, technical problems. So instead of cursing, why don't we light up? That's what I feel every time. What the best I can do, because going with the government projects again, there is a lot of protocol. Which you need to give a lot of time for that. When you meet, that's the where I face this difficulty. Even in Hyderabad, I went to meet some officials. Like when at the time of meeting, it's a travel like from Panjaguta to some other places, a lot of travel. And suddenly in the middle of the journey, they say that now they are not available. So I need to prepare my daughter, all the things. I come and again I move. A lot of time has been wasted meeting and a lot of documentation, everything. So what we thought is, why don't we build up our own resources? And most of the time, corporates have lended good support. They came forward in supporting. But again, after COVID, things have changed. After COVID, a lot of things have changed. Everything has, the pandemic showed a great disaster on all the companies, and the government also held some regulations while sponsoring things, CSR projects and everything. They have been very strict towards the CSR and all. So we had a lot of problems. Most of the organizations collapsed. Most of them were closed. A lot of organizations are closed after COVID. But the only thing we believed is if you're doing the work, if your work is honest, your work is good, you can move forward. like January 28th this year, we have laid foundation for Aarambh. Yes, we need funding for the building and also a continuous support. Like we need to employ some good therapists in our institution, because in Aarambh, it's not like there are different families from different backgrounds. Economically backward, everybody, we have to take them, because we thought that our services should extend to each and every family. We shouldn't deny anybody only on the aspect of financial things. So yes, anybody can sponsor children, anybody can sponsor therapists, so we can lend more services to them, and anybody can come forward to do marketing. So one day we want to establish a small tiny miniature industry for our children, where they can have work, so that gives more support to Aarambh also in the future, because one day that's my dream. Like they need to earn the salaries. At least it's not about the how much salary they are earning, but that gives the dignity to their life. Like when they're in 25, children are in 25, I call them children only, though they are 25. So earning monthly, like if their products are sold out, okay, donation is the other part, but that gives the dignity to their life. I want to engage them in some real work, continuous work. That's my biggest dream.
And when you were talking about, the vocational aspect and the life skills, are you partnering with any colleges and universities where, perhaps some kind of an internship for marketing students to, hey, figure this out. How do we market these products? Do some research. What kind of products are generally people want to buy, So is that something that you're thinking along?
Yes, actually, we conduct workshops in schools and colleges. So at the time of Rakis or Friendship Day, we take orders. Like some of the schools come forward to help us, like because in our early childhood days also, we used to raise funds for these organizations and everything. But here they can buy one Raki. Each child can afford to buy a Raki, a simple Raki. So some schools come forward, but not all the schools, definitely, again. They say yes, but they simply deny, because now everybody is in pressure to have the marks 99.999. That's a major task here. So, but there is much necessity to teach the children how to embrace the other children with difficulties also. We need to teach that point also to the normal school children. That's what I feel like. Yes, colleges, we are associated with some colleges during these occasions. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. I will be sure to put in the description box links to, whatever you provide in terms of people who are interested in reaching out, contributing in any way they can, or getting the product. So if there is a resource like that, we will be sure to share that. All right. We'll move on to our next segment with that, which is your X Factor. So you have shared a lot of things along your journey that you're talking about with Aarambh and your own growth as a human being. What are some aspects to your personality that you want to reflect on, talk about, any special interest that you have, that you've probably not revisited in a long time or are looking to cultivate?
Actually, now at this age, I feel this is a spiritual journey, really. It's not, I'm not connected really with now physical things. I'm more connected with my soul. So yes, long back when I went to a movie with my family members, we didn't take Sindhu actually to the movie. So we were not comfortable while watching the movie because Sindhu was not there. And as a banker, we have a lot of opportunity on going for different places, traveling. We get that LFC and everything. We can avail that LFC and all. Even my sister's husband is a banker, so they used to go to Kashmir, Ooty every year. But I feel wherever Sindhu is comfortable, that is my Kashmir. If I go to some nurseries, these children enjoy in open places rather than malls or any closed interiors. They are more connected to the larger spaces, nature. so that I felt that is the best place. And yes, most of the time I feel that reading books have helped me a lot in tough situations also. All those books which I read and families whom I met, they taught me a lot. They introduced me to some great books like the spiritual books mostly. And this journey is totally designed by God. What I feel. What I feel. This journey is totally uh, very perfectly planned, I feel, definitely. Where as everyone, even I too have hard, difficult days, good days, difficult days. But in those difficult days, getting back again into power with more strength and all, only reading books, the habit of reading books, good books, helped me a lot. I think, is it a relevant answer for your question?
No, absolutely. You absolutely answered my question and did it beautifully. So, yeah, takeaway for many parents who are having children who have this issue, the small issue. For them, your message is going to give a lot of power and strength and courage. And for parents who have
Yes.
children who don't have this issue, they have, to say thanks, but also cultivate in their kids the love and the support so that their kids can become the miracles that every Sindhu deserves in her life. So that
Yes.
is, that is what I wanted to say, Sharada.
Yes. Initially, we thought like, why for me this kid? But it's now she's only for me. Because of her, I could reach even to you also. If she's not, because many keep on questioning if it is autism. The first thing they put on the screen is Albert Einstein, even though he is also autistic. So your daughter might be a very good and some talented. But not all autism kids are talented. Not all special children are talented. It's okay to be not talented also. So many question me, if you have concentrated more on Sindhu, might be she might be excelled in music or maths or some gadgets or swimming or something. But I feel pity for them. Really, I feel pity for them. I think that she has more talent. She has turned a common, ordinary woman into a good special educator, serving to so many people. That is her talent. I feel that that might be not recorded. That might need doesn't show on the screen, but that is her greatest strength. I feel. That's it. I could say every child is unique. I feel like if I go to the school, like the only thing I don't teach all the kids. We have teachers, but if I enter into the classroom, each kid connects to me. Like I could recite a beautiful, like I could recollect some beautiful moment when I left Hyderabad, and I all the parents are taking care of that institution there. After a month, I went to visit the campus. So I was sitting in the morning. I always loved to greet my students while coming with the good smiley faces early in the morning. So one of the kid came to me and he saw me. I said good morning, and he went away into the class. Again, he rushed back at me and he held my cheeks like this. Oh, you have come back. He couldn't express like in the words. Might be his expression might not be in the words, but he held his hands on my face and he gave a look, a twinkling look like, oh, you have come back. That I could really feel that.
So much
That's
purity.
the greatest achievement. I feel that every time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So much purity, so much love, and so
Yeah.
much, emotion there in those little pure kids, and
Pure yes,
that
yes.
is normal.
Yes.
Um, we want to move on to our next segment, Sharada. From there to self care. You know, the journey that you are going through is a mixed bag. It's bittersweet. There's just so much there. Um, how do you take care of yourself? I
Sorry,
know.
how do you feel?
How do you take care of yourself? You said you are now, it's a spiritual journey for you. So What do you how do you spend some time for yourself in a day where you're doing something that's important to you?
Yes. Initially, I was warned by some of my friends that I do a lot of counselings and all. You take a lot of negative energy, so you should meditate everything every day. You need to recharge yourself. But sometimes I don't get time really. But what I think is, if the parents go positively, that's the real meditation for me. And one of my friend also, I think I have got the message like. You're on the way of meditation, you need not meditate separately. But I do meditate, I read books, I do exercise, I do yoga every day. Only thing is being positive. That's it. That's the greatest strength. Like, okay, you have survived a lot, you will survive still. That's the biggest quote I love to hear every time. So there are days which I feel low sometimes, but I get down and I watch this. God has brought me till here, so I have a lot of things to do. So I'm the sole person here to do that. Because many times my family, my parents, sometimes they worry about me because I take a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. Handling one child is only difficult, but handling 30 to 40 students and also ex-students, a lot of families, they ask questions me, suggestions, they take suggestions from me, continuous calls. I don't want to deny anybody because, yes, they need the support, they need that help. Even though there's a missed call, I attend that. Okay, what help they need, I feel like. So many times my parents and my family worries like, you need to stop now. You can take care of only your daughter. Why you don't need any financial assistance or anything? Why do you take so much of pain? Even now children or my daughter's cousins, everybody say that, aunt, now you take rest. Enough of your journey. You're taking a lot of pain. But see, when you enjoy that, you don't feel it as a pain. When you enjoy that. In COVID, I realized that after taking a lot of long break, I couldn't sit idle. I missed my children a lot. So working is only enjoyment that's the refreshment for me, working with children. If I'm stressed out, just like a Japanese, I work more. I cook well, so I cook different dishes. That's the stress buster for me. Or else I paint. I take some artwork. I design my sari. I design my blouse. Whatever it is, I stitch. Artwork has also helped me in my tough days, like doing some painting works, or I do wall paints and all. In COVID times, we decorated our balcony with full of handwork. So that's how, just believing that, move ahead. That's it. Yeah. Not worrying about anything.
That's great. Yeah. No, thank you so much again for sharing that. As we wrap up our session, it's been a pleasure and a real honor talking to you about your journey and all that you've accomplished in life. What are your parting words? What is it that you want to leave us with as a society, as people, everybody that's watching and listening to you? What do you want to talk about?
For the parents, what I say is, having special needs, just accept your kid as the child is. Because till today, when I take my daughter out, people tell me, oh, such a beautiful girl you have, but so God is so unkind to you. Just tell them that God is very fair to us. Like, I don't deny that. I don't deny that statement when people say to me right now. Earlier, I used to feel bad, but now I explain them. No, she's a blessing to me. That's the first thing I accepted her. For the parents having special needs children, you need to be strong and you need to tell them, whoever says that this child is not a blessing or child is some unfair situation, something, don't accept that words. Just, you need not be rude. You need not be harsh. Just give a statement that she has a very good. Then people will come to, yes, your child is very pure. They say, keep on saying. And for the society, what I say is we need to develop awareness, because more, especially in India, people are still unaware what disability actually means and what economically backward means. Most of the people who visit us ask us, oh, these are orphans. They don't know the actual meaning of disability or orphan or economically backward people. These children, and most of them, what in our culture, what we say is like, when we give food, that is the greatest thing. But all doesn't need food. People sometimes need a physical support, like just playing with them. That is also a kind of what I say, donation, or I say that is also something like what they actually, their needs are different. We need to spotlight on that needs actually. So yes, you need to understand what the condition is, what the other's condition is, how they are traveling. Just embrace them. Embrace them. Don't try to embarrass the families. That's what I say. Embrace them. Just give support. Like you, if you find any special children, like, because in our society we know what visually impaired are, hearing impaired are, but with these intellectual disabilities, we are not still aware and ready to help them because lack of awareness. We need to build up that. Schools, educational centers, hospitals, other all the mobilities which are like shopping malls need to come with these facilities, how to address them. That's how we can inclusive society. We need to build an inclusive society, but it comes from the family also. Inclusion should begin from the family. That's the thing I say.
Absolutely right. Starting point is the family. And then in this day and age of technology, there is no excuse for us not
Yes.
to build that awareness. And, people like you coming forward, sharing your journeys and talking about this issue and taking it head on is what we need to build that awareness. And I hope this message goes out loud and clear. And to everyone that is watching, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank Sharada for coming today. It's an absolute honor for me to spotlight her journey. And thank you so much, Sharada.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.